Louisiana News at 5 begins with breaking news.
That breaking news tonight on the eve of the NBA draft. The Pelicans have made a major trade.
Now they're sending McCollum to the Washington Wizards. That is in a deal that includes 4 players and a draft pick. Of course, sports director Doug Mouton all over it, joining us now in studio with more. I almost dropped my phone when I saw it.
Yeah. We're still trying to decipher it. Look, and I want to say this right off the bat about McCollum. He's the headliner in this trade. He has been great in the New Orleans community since he arrived. His dream center at the West Bank Boys and Girls Club, his biggest gift to the city of New Orleans. He has been everything you hope a big-time athlete will be in your community. But he also made $33 million a year, and he'll be 34 years old when the next NBA season tips off, and that facilitated the trade. Now, here are the details of the deal. The Pelicans will send McCollum and Kelly Olynyk to the Washington Wizards as an exchange of second-round draft picks. The Pelicans will get a second-rounder this year and give up a future second-round pick. The Pelicans did not have a second-round pick this year. Now they do. And in exchange, they get Jordan Poole. You might remember him. He played 4 years with the Golden State Warriors, the last 2 in Washington. He averaged 20 points a game. He's the biggest get for the Pelicans, and he's significantly younger than McCollum. They also get former Villanova forward, Saddiq Bey. Now, we caught up with Jake Madison of the Locked On Pelicans podcast to get his take on the trade.
McCollum was always going to get traded by the Pelicans this year, whether it was during the offseason or up until the trade deadline on an expiring deal. He was going to get moved so that they got something back in return for him. And essentially in this trade, they managed to accomplish a couple of things. They got the replacement for McCollum in Jordan Poole, who averaged over 20 points per game last year and was kind of a little bit underrated, I think. Slots in next to Zion Williamson and is a more dynamic guard than McCollum is. He's a good three-point shooter, but he can get downhill and attack, and you need that in your lead guard, something the Pelicans are going to be missing until DeJounte Murray comes back from injury. They also saved $6 million in the trade this coming season.
Yeah, and that $6 million does matter. It will allow Joe Dumars and company to be more active in NBA free agency, or at least be active. Before this, they were going to have very little opportunity. Now they will have some opportunity to be active in free agency, and this is Joe Dumars for the first time putting his stamp on the team.
I know, Doug, I'm telling you, when you have somebody who's been effective on the court and off the court and the community, it still hurts a little bit when you lose them.
There's no question losing McCollum means a ton in the New Orleans community. Yes. And you know what? He's going to be great in D.C. Right. He is one of the good guys of pro sports, and you hate to see that. But the fact is, this is a move that I think helps the Pelicans long term. He'll be 34 when the season tips off. By the time this team is ready to win again, McCollum will be towards the end of his career at 34. So it's a move to get a little bit younger. Yeah. And it's Joe Dumars saying, this is my team, and we're going to start the rebuilding process. And sometimes you have to trade good people. It's the second time CJ's been traded. Yeah. Portland hated to give him up to send him here. Now New Orleans will hate to lose him to go to Washington.
At least we got a piece of him while we had him.
Yeah, and he was great while he's here, and he's made a long-term impact.
Yep. All right, Doug, thank you so much for that update.